If you are familiar with the story of Jesus, you would know that he was a revolutionary man who went against the tide of culture, questioned conventions, and challenged social and political norms to bring God's love to people wherever he went. That is aside from sacrificing himself so that all of mankind can be forgiven and ultimately be reconciled with our Father in heaven. He is the bridge that leads us to God. And because I received Jesus as my Lord and Savior, I want to become someone who can be His hands and feet on earth and share the love I received from Him. This is my fundamental belief in Jesus and His identity that shaped my worldview, and maybe the reason why I may have some unconventional personal policies, one of which would be my love for the LGBTQ+ community. Just love and let God do the rest. When you think about all the people in the Bible, from Abraham to David and even down to the apostles themselves, they all have one thing in common. None of them were perfect. While waiting for God's promise in Isaac, Abraham tried cutting corners and taking things into his own hands to fulfill God's promise. David, the man after God's own heart, sent someone to his death just so that he could marry the man's wife. Yet despite all that, despite all the wrongs the men and women from the Bible have done, despite all the wrongs we ourselves have done, God still loves us. God's love for us is unconditional, and we are welcome to receive it no matter who we are. It's our job to extend God's love that we received through grace. Never approach people with the goal of changing them, but rather think of how you can share God's love. Always remember that it's not our job to change people. Even when we do our work to minister to people, changes will not happen without the Spirit of God working in people. It will ultimately still be God who changes people. When you love people, you will accept and listen to them even before you share the gospel with them. In the Philippines, LGBTQ+ relationships are not criminalized under the law. Yet they are still defending the legitimacy of their relationships as noted in the Philippine Country Report to UNDP in 2014. Although there are ordinances that protect them from discrimination, there is currently no national legislation that protects them, which gives them a whole lot of problems in terms of legal guardianship, co-owning properties, employment, tax contribution, and many others. I understand why many Christians oppose gay marriage, and we can have a different discussion on that. But loving them also means thinking about the protection of their human and civil rights. I hope that with these in mind, you will be empowered to look at people with a love that is far greater than the black and white of what you think is right, and welcome these people, which leads me to my second point. Share your life with them. It's easy for many people to judge people they don't know. The more we get to know people, the more we get to understand the complexity of their lives. Sometimes, we get to know people on such a personal level, leaving no room for judgment and bigotry. We may not agree on many things and have to set boundaries and agreements with each other, but fellowship with these people can uncover more truths about their humanity, suffering, hopes, and dreams. These insights can give you open doors to do my last point. Represent Jesus. Brandishing a Bible while spewing vile words will never attract a person to get to know Jesus, nor inspire someone to read the Bible. Being violent, judgmental, and abusive in words and actions only reflects how lacking we are of the love of God. On the other hand, if we extend kindness to people, especially when they need it most, then we are afforded opportunities to plant the seeds of God's love even without saying a word. Our lives can be the testimony of unconditional love that can make people curious about Jesus. We don't know when or how people will respond to God's call, but we can always share God's light and love wherever we go. This isn't about watering down our faith. It's about extending God's love. If you're having a hard time wrapping your head about what I'm saying, then maybe think about how we consider developmentally appropriate practices for children. Or maybe think about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You don't discuss self-actualization with someone whose basic needs aren't met. Even in ministry, you establish relationships first before you talk about salvation or lordship. I hope my thoughts on this matter inspired you to love our friends from the LGBTQ+ community. If you're from this community, I want you to know that you are deeply loved. Please share in the comment section if you have resources that can help us further educate ourselves on how to support LGBTQ+ friends. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope you all have a great day. Remember to like and subscribe.